Welcome back to Furry Friends Forum, dog lovers. Today we're debunking some of the biggest myths about our canine companions. Stick around to find out the truth behind these common misconceptions. Let's dive in, but first, hit the button and subscribe. We post new videos every week to help you better understand your dog. You love your dog, right? And you want what's best for them. But sometimes, the information we hear about dogs isn't quite right. It's time to separate fact from fiction. First up, let's talk about the myth that a human year is equivalent to 7 dog years. You've heard this one, right? This belief likely comes from the idea that humans live around 70 years and dogs about 10. However, the reality is more complex. Think about it. Dogs grow and mature much faster than humans, especially in those first few years. Small dogs can live up to 15 years or more, while some giant breeds may not live beyond 8 years. The truth is, the first year of a dog's life is roughly equivalent to 15 human years. Think about all the changes a dog goes through in that first year alone. After that, each subsequent year equals about 5 human years. So next time you celebrate your pet's birthday, remember their unique biological clock. It's not a simple one-to-one comparison. Instead of focusing on the dog years myth, pay attention to your dog's individual needs as they age. Just like us, they need adjustments to their diet, exercise, and overall care as they get older. Ever noticed your dog eating grass and thought they must be sick? Don't panic. This is another common myth that needs debunking. The myth suggests dogs eat grass to induce vomiting when they're ill. But, more often dogs eat grass out of boredom or anxiety, much like we might fidget when stressed. It's a way for them to release nervous energy. Think about it. Dogs are naturally curious and often explore the world through their mouths. Grass has a different texture and taste that they might find stimulating. A 2008 study found that only 22% of dogs that eat grass end up vomiting, and only 8% appeared sick beforehand, so it's not always a sign of illness. However, we want to be cautious. While usually harmless, ensure the grass hasn't been treated with chemicals or infested with parasites. If your dog eats grass excessively, or if you notice any other unusual behaviors, it's always best to consult your vet. Another widespread myth is that a tired dog is a happy dog. While exercise is undeniably important for your dog's physical and mental well-being, don't confuse exhaustion with happiness. Just like us, dogs need a balanced lifestyle. Overexercising can lead to behavioral problems like increased biting or mad moments. They might seem hyperactive or even destructive when they're actually just overtired. Instead of focusing solely on physical exhaustion, aim for a balance of physical activity with mental stimulation. This means engaging their minds as well as their bodies. Think about it. In the wild, dogs would spend a significant amount of time hunting, problem-solving, and interacting with their pack. We need to replicate these mental challenges in a domesticated setting. This can be achieved through puzzle toys, games, and training. These activities provide mental workouts that can be just as tiring and satisfying as a long walk or run. A combination of both physical and mental stimulation ensures a well-rounded and truly happy pet. Chapter 4, Myth 4, Tail wagging always means happiness. Many believe that when a dog wags its tail it means they're happy. And while tail wagging can certainly indicate happiness, dogs use their tails to express a range of emotions, just like we use our facial expressions and body language. A low, slow wag might mean insecurity or uncertainty. They might be feeling a bit anxious or unsure of a situation. On the other hand, a high, fast wag could signal excitement, but it could also be a warning sign of potential aggression. It's important to pay attention to the entire body language. The direction of the wag also matters. More wagging to the right generally means positive feelings, while more wagging to the left often indicates insecurity or fear. Remember, dogs communicate primarily through body language. To truly understand your dog, you need to learn to read their signals as a whole. Always observe the context of the situation, the dog's overall posture, facial expressions, and ear position to understand your dog's true feelings. Don't just rely on the tail wag alone. Chapter 5, Myth 5, Only male dogs lift their legs to urinate. Here's an interesting one. The myth that only male dogs raise their legs to urinate. This simply isn't true. Female dogs can also raise their legs, particularly when marking territory or during their heat cycle. It's a way for them to leave their scent and communicate with other dogs. Smaller female dogs are more likely to do this compared to their larger counterparts. And dominant dogs, regardless of gender, mark more frequently, especially in the presence of unneutered females. Remember, dogs have a highly developed sense of smell, and urine marking is a powerful way for them to communicate with each other. It's about sending a message, claiming territory, or signaling availability for mating. So, don't be surprised if you see a female dog lifting her leg. She's just following her instincts. Chapter 6, Myth 6, Only Male Dogs Mount. Another myth we often hear is that male dogs are the only ones who mount. Again, this isn't entirely accurate. Female dogs can exhibit this behavior too, and it's not always about dominance or mating. Mounting can be a way for dogs to assert control in a playful way, express excitement or overstimulation, or even deal with stress or anxiety. It's a natural behavior that can have various motivations. Puppies in particular might mount during play as they explore their environment and social dynamics. They're learning about boundaries and how to interact with others. However, if mounting becomes excessive, persistent, or seems to be causing distress to other dogs or humans, it's best to consult with a veterinarian or a certified dog behaviorist. There could be underlying medical or behavioral issues that need to be addressed. It's always better to err on the side of caution and seek professional help if you're concerned. Chapter 7. A common belief is that dogs are colorblind, seeing the world in shades of gray like an old movie. While it's true that dogs see differently than humans, they aren't completely colorblind. Their vision is more limited than ours, but they still perceive colors. Think of it like this. Imagine looking at the world through a yellow and blue filter. That's somewhat similar to how dogs see. Dogs see the world in shades of blue and yellow, but red appears dark and colors like green look yellowish. So while they can distinguish between these colors, they don't see the same vibrancy that we do. If you're buying toys for your dog, opt for blue ones. They'll stand out more for your dog against the green grass or brown earth. So next time you're playing fetch, remember that your dog sees the blue frisbee, even if it doesn't look quite as bright to them. Chapter 8. Myth 8. You need to be the alpha. There's also the myth that you need to be the alpha or pack leader to gain your dog's respect. This idea has been around for a long time, but it's based on outdated information about wolf packs. While it's true that dogs descended from wolves, modern understanding shows that wolf packs are more like families with caring leaders rather than authoritarian figures. Dominance-based training methods are not only unnecessary, but can also be detrimental to your relationship with your dog. They can create fear, anxiety, and distrust. You don't need to dominate your dog to earn their respect. In fact, the opposite is true. Building a strong bond based on mutual trust, respect, and understanding is far more effective. Positive reinforcement methods, such as rewarding desired behaviors, are much more effective and humane than using punishment or trying to assert yourself as the alpha. Remember, dogs are social animals who crave connection and companionship. Focus on building a loving and trusting relationship with your dog, and you'll be well on your way to a happy and well-adjusted companion. Chapter 9, Myth 9. Shaving your dog keeps them cool. Some believe that shaving their dog in the summer keeps them cool. After all, we shave our heads or wear lighter clothing when it's hot, right? However, a dog's coat is different from human hair. A dog's coat acts as natural insulation against both heat and cold. Shaving can actually remove this protection, making them more susceptible to sunburn, insect bites, and even skin infections. This is especially important for double-coated breeds like shepherds or retrievers. Their undercoat helps regulate their body temperature, keeping them cool in the summer and warm in the winter. Instead of shaving, focus on providing ample shade, fresh water, and limiting exercise during the hottest parts of the day. You can also use cooling mats or bandanas to help them beat the heat. If you're considering shaving your dog, consult your vet first. They can assess your dog's individual needs and advise you on the best course of action. Chapter 10, Myth 10. Licking is doggy kissing. Lastly, many think that when a dog licks you, it's their way of kissing. While licking can be a sign of affection, it might also be a way for dogs to explore tastes, get your attention, or even show submission. Puppies, for instance, lick their mothers' mouths to encourage regurgitation of food. It's an instinctive behavior that helps them get nourishment. Licking can also be a grooming behavior, a way for dogs to clean themselves or others, or a sign of respect, as they might lick a more dominant dog to show deference. So while it's nice to think of those doggy licks as kisses, remember there could be multiple reasons behind them. Pay attention to the context and your dog's overall body language to better understand their intentions. And if you're uncomfortable with licking, gently redirect the behavior, or teach your dog an alternative way to show affection, such as a gentle nudge with their nose or a tail wag. And there you have it, folks. We've debunked some of the most common myths about dogs. Remember, understanding your pet helps build a stronger bond based on trust and clear communication. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to Furry Friends Forum for more insightful and fun dog content. We're here to help you navigate the wonderful world of dog ownership with knowledge and compassion. Until next time, keep those tails wagging.